Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining, please share, please. If you are just joining the show, share and share and share. We have some breaking news for you. Breaking news for you, Ambazonians. If you are just joining, please hit the share button. Yes, we are having a breaking news. Please share and share and share, please. If you are just joining the show, please hit the share button. Hit the share button. Yes. Let's hit the share button if you are just joining so that we can watch the show together. Okay? Hit your share button if you are just joining, please. Let's have the show together. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news. Those who are just joining, please hit your share button. Hit your share button. Yes. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we find ourselves in this struggle for the liberation of Ambazonia, southern Cameroon, there are people who still think that what we left in La Republique, they want to carry it on to bring it to southern Cameroon. When we had the interim government of Sako, we had the interim government of Sako, we had the interim government of Marianta. These are the interim government that were established by the Restoration Council. Okay. And when you have that tendency of destabilizing something, when you are not legally, when you are not legally entitled to, but you say if it's not yours, you will destroy it. It must be you. That is the mentality that we don't like in Amazonia. Remember when Sako was impeached and removed from office by the Restoration Council, Mr. Sako said he is not leaving office. He said under his dead body, he will not leave office. He said because that throne is his. Okay? So he went and created his own small thing there, his own small group. He said that is his own IG. Okay. So these are things that we are trying to establish here. The trend of events and all those things. So remember, Sako was taken to court, and Sako also had a counter lawsuit against the legitimate interim government of President Chris Ano. They went to court. In America, the court system is very, very different. Okay, it's very different. It's very open, and they follow the procedures. They follow everything, and that's what they call class action lawsuit, where it's a very procedural kind of legal matter that is being followed by American court. And most of the time, those kind of issues that concerns either a government or a company is being done by the circuit court. Okay, and that is why the case between the interim government and Dr. Sako, who did not want to leave office, is the case that was in the American Judicial Court. Okay, it's called Circuit Court of Maryland. That was where this case was. So when Dr. Sako was impeached and removed, he kept everything that belonged to the government that is supposed to be in place. Okay, the legitimate government of President Chris Ano. They were the one that took President Chris Ano to court. So that is what is very important here. But you remember, the Restoration Council elected and voted all the presidents, all. So no president can claim ownership of something that the council that elected them is still there living. You went and created your own council. So what we are saying is that the people of Southern Cameroon and Bazonia must understand that the American government has passed a judgment, handling everything legal that is happening abroad in the diaspora to the government of President Chris Ano. So anything, anyone, anybody dealing with Sako and his small group there is illegal. Meaning that any fundraising, anything that you do, that Sako was using the name of IG, so-called, to collect is illegal under American law. Because remember, when you collect money from people, at the end of the year, you must file taxes. And if you illegally collect money from people, you become liable to anything that's happening with that money. So now the American government, the Circuit Court of Maryland, has passed judgment that anything that Sako was doing was illegal under American law. So they have passed a judgment to legalize everything that the interim government is doing in America. What does that tell you? That tells you that when people were saying that, American government is against the Ambazonian struggle, American government is against this and that, no. This is a lawsuit that was between the interim government and against the person that did not want to hand over all the things that they claim to have, right? Like the ABC TV. ABC TV is not Sako's property. It's a property of the Amazonian people. The treasury, every money that was there that was supposed to be handed. Remember, the American court, Circuit Court of Maryland, had to halt anything that, what they call, when they say you cannot retrieve any asset, okay, except you win this case. That is what happened. So most of the thing that Sako was doing was illegal, according to the law, because he wasn't supposed to carry out any activity without the case being won. And finally, they were the one that took the interim government to court. And finally, the Circuit Court of Maryland has passed judgment handling that Sako government, anything that Sako's group was doing, whatever they were doing, must be legally or legitimately handed to the government of President Chris Ano. So that is the judgment that has been passed. And we are seeing the American legal system being worked out here. Okay, if you claim anything against an illegitimate government, like the one of Sako, the the government of America goes through all the files like any other court. Okay, when you get, if you file a lawsuit against a government or against an institution or against a company, the the court goes through all the files and do their own investigation. Okay, it's not easy for American court to have a case like this one. Okay, between the interim government and an individual one called Sako. Okay, now see what is happening now in the Sako and his group there, where people are arguing back and forth, going back and forth. Okay, Iringwa was the main cause of division and failure of the Sako government. Madam Iringwa, you remember, Madam Iringwa was the cause of the eye opener of the former secretary of communication, Chris Ano, who said Madam Iringwa is spreading her tentacles everywhere. I just listened to an audio of the propaganda minister of called UN. UN was exposing, spreading how Madam Iringwa is holding the treasury hostage and how they are mad at Sako for appointing a new treasurer. Okay, but this is what Secretary Chris then was complaining about Madam Iringwa. Now they have come and realized what the complaint was. Okay, the complaint was just the same thing that they are complaining now. I heard the audio of Mr. UN. Mr. UN has been complaining, talking how Madam Iringwa have taken their treasury hostage. She does not want to disburse money. She's going to prepare doing her own, want to create her own government, and so just things that are not necessary. But what I'm bringing this is just to tell you that the American government has been doing their own investigation, okay, and they have legitimized the government, okay, backed by the Restoration Council, okay. Anything that has been fraudulently established is not recognized by the American government. I want us to understand that. So whatever any other person claim that there is another IG somewhere they're trying to do, American government does not recognize that. And that is very, very important when it comes to American law. The American judicial system is very, very critical. Okay? They go gradually, and establish a case. And if they see you being fraudulent, you might go to jail. Okay? Because they want anything that is happening in America to be legitimate and legal. Okay? That is the American judicial system. So if you go about trying to collect money, trying to hold a conference, trying to do anything that American government does not recognize, you can be held liable, or you can be held okay, they can file a lawsuit against you, okay, and anything that concerns group is what they call class action. Class action means that a government can file a case against a group of people who are claiming to have responsibility, but they are not like Sako. So this lawsuit has been there for the past since President Chris Ano came into office. President Sako, the impeached President Sako went and filed a lawsuit against President Chris Ano, okay, and the Restoration Council. But the American law is very, very open, okay. Today they have passed a judgment. That judgment says that the interim government of Chris Ano, President Chris Ano, will retrieve all assets that any other person claiming to be a president has in his possession. It means that even the ABC TV will be collected from any person, and that is how the legal system works. Once you lose a lawsuit, anything that the court says should be followed as a procedure. So it's not about joke anymore. Anybody who will go and be talking, no. This is about American legal system now. Okay, there must be some legality in what we are doing, so that if any person is going to claim that he is legitimate, no. America does not work like that. Anything goes with the legal minds, one legitimate interim government, so that when the interim government is going to represent or going to talk to the American government, they know that that is a legitimate government. And that is what the American government has been speaking about. They want something that is legitimate so that they can trust and they can listen to. Okay, not that this one will go, he say I'm a president. This one go, he say I'm the president. This one go, he say I'm the president. The American government was just confused. Okay, but now they have made the international community know that they have recognized one interim government, that interim government that is legitimate. Okay, that is supposed to establish that institution, that constitution of the Amazonian people, that the American government can talk to. Okay, if any other group can follow suit, good and fine, but legality has to be there. Should be some legality in something. Okay, we cannot just have a country. Anybody just, even if what is happening, we are in a crisis, but we need something that the international community can look up to and even trust. Okay, if a delegation is going to do something, it should be joint something. It should not be someone just going to claim that, oh, they are the legitimate this and legitimate that, while the process that put them to power is not legal or legitimate. Okay, that is why we are calling on the Amazonian people to know that today the American court, Circuit Court of Maryland, has passed this judgment. Okay, so in the American legal system, anything that is fraudulent will be investigated. Okay, that is why when people are talking about the American government is going to do what and do that, they don't know what the interim government is doing behind the scene. Okay, they are meeting with important dignitaries, they are meeting with diplomats, they are meeting with people behind the scenes. Okay, they are putting the groundwork for the people of Amazonia. People don't know that. They just, most of the time people just make their noise around, go about, make the important people are talking to the interim government behind the scene. The American Senate, the people, there are people that are working with the American government that are legitimizing the work of the Amazonian people. Okay, it's not everybody that must go talk to the American government or the Canadian government. There is some sort of legality that we are looking. Okay, because anybody can just go and be talking. They want to go talk. That is what, if you hear somebody like Thibault Nash will tell you that's the American former Secretary of State, Under Secretary of State for African Affairs. He said the American government want to know who they can talk to, who they can legally talk to. We can have 10 groups, but they need an interim government. They need an interim government that they can say, okay, this government is I once said this, people did not understand that America is the only country that most of the interim governments around the world are based in America. If people don't know that, most of the interim governments, I told you people last time in my other, please try and watch my other shows that are, go back, you listen to that video. I made it clear that there are many interim governments in America, but American government will only talk to legitimate interim governments that is legitimately elected and voted in. That is what America wants. America will not want to, this one come and talk, I'm a president. This one come and talk, I'm the president. This one come and, it doesn't work like that. Okay, and you cannot win negotiation through that kind of way, because who do you want to support you if this one comes and say, oh, it will talk this one. This one can say I'm this one comes that. No. Okay. There will be many groups. Okay. But those groups should also have a legitimate government that they look up to. They are groups, and yes, we will accept that there are many organizations that are also under the canopy of the Amazonian struggle. But the international community is also looking at some sort of organization that they can trust. Okay, we cannot just say we have a country. They don't have any government. Like I said, there are many interim government in this country, because the American government understands that the dictatorship that is happening in many countries is as a result of the opposition parties, or the struggle or revolutions that are going on around the world. Okay, remember, most of the wars, the civil wars or these wars of independence that are going on around the world today, most of the interim governments is in America today. Why? Because America's tried to go and support those people that are seeking for freedom, liberty, okay, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, independence, freedom of autonomy, those kind of things. So, for example, Venezuela, you go traverse, did not want to leave office. American government supported the interim government of Venezuela. Interim government of Venezuela is now in America, okay, on exile. Another government that is here, I'm just giving some few of them. Syrian interim government is here in America. Okay, there are many other governments that are on exile because the government does not want to see change in their country. Okay, even though our own case is about independence, but it's the same thing. There must be some interim government somewhere that the American government can trust, and it doesn't matter whether there are 10 groups, okay, but if those groups come together and still recognize themselves, they have one voice, but there is an interim government that they can team up and go and talk to the American government. The American government will listen to you people more than when this one claimed that, oh, I am the this, I am the that, you want to claim this. Then you don't even have one voice. You don't have one voice. You can go and have 30 conferences. If those 30 conferences have 30 different agendas, it doesn't go anywhere. It will not work. The American government has been sounding this loud and clear. They need a delegation. They need a composition to talk to. That is how they can support us. Even other governments, Other governments have echoed their voice of unity. They want to see the Amazonian leaders, be it you are in any of those groups, but those leaders need to come together, have one voice, talk as one. That is the power of the Amazonian voice. It doesn't matter whatever group you are, the group doesn't matter. But that voice that you are speaking to matters. That is what America is talking about. So people should not say, and when you call it interim government, people think that, oh, that's a government that is going to be in Boya, and no. Okay, we are saying that there is some need of institutionality in the, some democratic. We need to establish something that we can have, show the world that this is what we are trying to establish. No government will support it. You cannot leave a dictatorship government of La Republic trying to come and create dictatorship government again. Then people will say it's a Sako Boya. What kind of mentality is that? We are trying to run from that mentality. Let's establish a very solid democracy. Okay? That is what makes America great today. It's not about, it's the institution. Very solid democracy. That is what makes the Americans are proud that they are the hallmark of true democracy today. People think that democracy is just to say, oh, we have this. No, democracy is show it to the world. You want to have a country, you say you have a flag, you say you have an anthem, you have this, you have that. But you say, no, you don't respect this leader. You don't respect this president. How do you tell the world? How do you galvanize support? You cannot galvanize support if there's nothing that you show in the world that, oh, this is what we are trying to do. We are trying to establish a very strong institution. The American people are proud today because they have something that they can tell the world that they are a true democracy of the world. Okay? And I still wonder why this our own generation are the generation that they say, oh, it's a generation of a never again generation. But they don't prove it that they are the never again generation. You cannot say you are a never again generation, but you cannot even show a simple iota of honesty when it comes to democracy. What kind of country are we building? Are we building a country of monarchy where one person will just come and stay there forever? They say, oh, let's just leave him there. Then now we still hear that those people who wanted to stay in power are still going around trying to hold the whole treasury hostage. But I'm very grateful with this, because when we used to talk about our constitution, our institutions, that is what we are trying to respect. The America today, the Senate and the House of Representatives are the powerhouse of lawmaking in that country. And this country today, America, is strong because of that. They respect those institutions. They respect their constitution. They are proud of their independence. They are proud of those freedom fighters who fought to make America what it is today. We have to follow the same trend so that we establish a solid government, solid country. Okay? We don't want a country where this man win election, the one say, no, you lost. The one win, they say, no, the one you lost. No. That's not what we are trying to build. We're trying to build something that our children's children will come and enjoy. Okay? America today, the children are enjoying this country. Is what their forefathers built. Okay? Their forefathers. And imagine how many presidents are today. They count their presidents since independence. Because every 4 years they change president. Take note. Today, Joe Biden is the 46th president. They count it. Why do we want to establish a democracy where if this one term is over, they say, "Oh, I don't want to leave office." They go and form their own kind of thing. They say that's their own assembly. I've never seen that, where a country, a president time is over, then they go and create their own parliament. What kind of country do we want to build? So today, I'm very grateful because the judgment that the American Circuit Court of Maryland has just passed has proven to us Ambazonians in America that the American government first has legitimized our struggle in one way or other. And if we want to be still going at loggerheads among ourselves, the American government will not support us. The American government will say, "Oh, people are not serious." The court in Maryland, in America, has passed a judgment that the government of President Chris Ano is a legitimate government. And any other government that is going around saying that they are legitimate is not recognized in America. And if you do anything that is contrary to what the American government is saying, you'll be held liable. Okay? Any money you collect, anything that you collect illegally in America, you pay it in one way or the other. That is how American legal system works. The American judicial system is very open. So we are calling on our people, let them know that today is a day that American government has proven to the international community that whatever we are doing, they know and they are in full support. So let nobody fool you that what we are doing in America. Then I heard that those gullible ones who don't even know the American legal system. They say, "Oh, American government is going to arrest people, arrest that, arrest." I don't know how they think. The American government wants you to follow their legal system. They don't care where you're coming from. They care what you are doing in their country. They will hold you responsible for what you are doing in their country. That is why they will tell you that, okay, this is what we want. This is American law. Please don't break American law. Okay? We have been in America for many years and we understand the legal system. Follow the legal system. You are safe. Don't go into illegal things. Okay? Any illegal things, the American government can follow you. Many people are falling that prey to the American legal system. Okay? But what we are saying is that to be free from any lawsuit or any claim, okay, please follow American legal system. Don't go against the law of the country that you are. Even not only in America. I know we are all in the diaspora, okay, but American system is very strict. Okay, they can allow you to be doing things that is illegal. You think that you are safe. One day the FBI will just come. You saw what the FBI came and did in some of the people's houses. Okay, they are doing their investigation. They are finding out reports and all those things, doing their research. But when they discover it, they know that, oh, this person is illegal, this one is legal, this one is this one is doing the right thing. Okay, so today we have seen how the American system work. Okay, they have finally said that anything that any other person is doing is against the American law. So we should be very careful not to breach the contract of the American law Circuit Court of Maryland that has just passed by Justice Michael. Justice Michael Barranco is a very famous justice in Maryland. He just passed this judgment today, so that's what I wanted to make it clear here. President Chris Ano will be live on Friday. Will be coming to to explain to you people how this case went out. And we have been monitoring the case behind the scene. We do not want to make it like as if it's a big deal, because we knew that everything we are doing is legal. Okay, it was approved by the Restoration Council. We are not doing anything illegal. The same Restoration Council that installed and inaugurated all the other presidents. It's not different Restoration Council. So one person cannot come and be overriding the law of a council that established him. It doesn't work like that. It's just like former President Trump wanted to say, oh, Joe Biden did not win. They told him that no, American law does not do like that. Okay? He wanted to send people to go and riot. They arrested all of them. The American system does not work like that. The American system, they respect the verdict. They respect the verdict of the presidential election. Okay? That is why today we have 46 presidents. 46 presidents in America today. Why? Because each president come and go. Some do 4 years, some do 8 years. Like President Obama. He did 8 years. That's 2 terms and go. You cannot come and stay somewhere where we are trying to create a smooth democracy. You don't want to respect the institution. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And we will use the institution that we have. Okay, some people say we don't have a constitution. The one that we have is what we call interim constitution. The interim constitution is the one that we are using. And when we establish our restoration, we can create now a major constitution. But now we have an interim constitution. Why not respect the little one that you have before complaining of the bigger one? Okay? That's the thing. We have a council. We have an assembly. The Restoration Council is there for us to even respect that council. We cannot respect that council. But we are dreaming of some other thing somewhere. Oh, there is no government. There is no president. There is not this. There is not that. Oh, there is a council. Man, what are we trying to establish? We will maintain the presidential system like in America. Each president has their own term of office. If they say 2 years, 2 years renewable, after that 2 years, you can contest for election. If you don't win, you go. You must not be there. It's that mentality that is killing us. That if you are not there, all things must spoil. If you are not there, may all things spoil. That mentality of greed. I hope that we will not copy this greed mentality and take to Boya. Okay? So, we are saying that this judgment is a very powerful judgment today, and we wanted to bring it to the limelight. We are hearing that Iringwa has held the Treasury hostage. Remember, the American Circuit Court asked both Sako and the government of President Chris Ano to halt any financial spending on that account. Okay, that was what happened. It means that any money that was there was supposed to be held first till after this ruling. So now the government of President Chris Ano has the right now to collect every asset that is legitimately owned by the people of Amazonia. It's not any individual's money. It's not any individual's asset. The ABC TV is one of those assets that they're talking here. It was owned by the Amazonian people. It's the government of the Amazonia, the Amazonian people's money and everything that built the ABC TV. The Sako usurped it, refused to hand it over. So that was one of the assets that was in court. Okay. then there was a certain amount of money that was in the coffers that the court passed an injunction order that nobody should touch that money until this verdict today that we have heard that the Circuit Court of Maryland has passed through Justice Michael Barranco. Michael Barranco passed this judgment today. So that is how the legal system works. Okay, in America, we are very proud of this system. That is what we want to emulate. So people who don't like legal things, they want shortcut. That's not America. You cannot go and be bribing courts here. You don't do that here. Like how they do in La Republic. You go and tell this judge, no. Even police officers here, you don't even try that thing to go and say you want to bribe them to do something. No, you cannot do that here. So that mentality, we are trying to copy the American style that, that works. Okay? This is a legal system that works. And any judgment that passed today, know that they have done their thorough investigation. None of us in the government ever call somebody and say, please, we want you to give us no. It was done by the American government, done by the American judicial system. The investigations were carried out. They only tell us a court date. We went for first court, went for second court date. This was a third court date that they passed the order. That's how American system is. Nobody in the interim government ever calls somebody. Justice Michael, can you help us to win this case? No. That is the way American government is. The American judicial system is, and we are trying to emulate that. So that is the news that I wanted to bring. On Friday, President Chris Ano will also come out big and explain to you people details of this case, because it's a very important case, and the people of Southern Cameroon must understand who and how their legitimate government came about, and how we are going to pursue this struggle, okay, in the legal way. Okay, the interim government is called interim because it's the government that we are trying to run this crisis, this struggle. It's not a government that will be in Boya. I don't know why people are just so funny. They think that, the government now, we don't want government, we don't want this. That's why they still call interim government. It's interim. It means it's just for this time. It's not a government that will be in Boya. No. Why not allow something that we can have some legitimacy, some backing? Say, these people are trying to establish a true democracy. But you say, no, we don't want to go. Let just be running like that, like people without direction. That's why we are confused now like this, because people don't want to respect institution or the constitution that we have, the interim constitution. Okay, and they are holding numerous conferences. The one is going left, going right, no direction. You cannot run a struggle like this. This is the 7th year that we are doing this crisis. And people are still doing the same thing over and over, the same mistakes. For how many conferences are we going to run like this? This group just go and carry like 7 other groups. They go and be running their conferences. The other time, the activists just came out. We are the activists. They went to Belgium, and what came out from there? Now we hear that, and this one is another conference in Canada. They all the same thing. Then they'll go and do those conferences. They'll come back zero. Nothing to help the struggle. We are not focused. We need to start focusing on what can help prosecute this war to a successful end. We cannot be doing the same mistake. This is 7 years. The same thing, people are still arguing who is the leader, who is the leader. Leader means what? Any house, even a family, need a leader. Okay, but that leader does not mean that is a person. It's just something that it's a symbol of unity. It doesn't matter who is the leader now. It doesn't matter. It no means it doesn't mean that that person is going to be the leader in Boya. That's the mentality that some of us are taking, and we are taking this thing now, and only because you want only person that you like to be the leader. You don't want to support this one. You don't want to. You say, oh, there's no president. Then other people start coming. Oh, president this, president that, president this, president that. Now we have like 10 different presidents. Yeah, the same people who say they don't want president are now having their own title now, like president. These Amazonia people. Sometimes you people make people laugh until. But how do we have a strong voice if we cannot even unite in a small to have a joint something that we can go and use one voice? Some voice will go to Belgium, another voice will go to Canada. They say no, they are not coming to America. They want to go to Africa. Some say Angola, some say this, some say Ghana. I listened to Dr. Akwanga, in his excerpt there, but I understand what he's trying to say, that he wants the conferences and all those to be held in Africa and so on and so forth. And so we understand La Republique's agenda. La Republique agenda is that they can manipulate anything that happens in Africa. Of course. How did they manipulate Nigerian government to arrest Sako? How? Even the short time that President Chris Ano visited Nigeria, the refugee camps, the refugees in Nigeria, the La Republic government plotted to arrest him. Yes. So anything in Africa, we are not refusing anything happening in Africa, but we cannot take the risk. The same risk that before Seko left America, I was with him in America, in Maryland, where we were very skeptical about his visit back to Nigeria, because by then his popularity was so high. We begged him. Our spirit was telling us that his going was not good, but because of that secrecy, he never told us that he was going to have a meeting with La Republique. We would have told him never to go to Nigeria, but he sneakishly, with some of the cabinet members, they went, and that's what happened to them. They were all bundled to Yaoundé. It's a lesson. It's a lesson. I think some of us don't understand the dynamic of what happened. We were with Seko here. We went to the airport and picked Seko at the airport. Did everything. The eve of his travel, we were with him in the hotel. But most of us were telling him that this journey is not a good journey, because he was so popular. You remember the red carpet reception we gave him in America? So the La Republic government was not happy. They wanted his head and any of the cabinet members at all costs. So when our brother Dr. Akwanga is talking about having a conference in Africa, I don't see that feasible. Okay, we are looking at a system that most African countries, they can be manipulated at any time. Yes, you announce a conference now in Ghana, La Republique can send even 100 police officers in Ghana. Yes, to manipulate, even be on CV. And they can even do what they can do to arrest people. Africa is Africa. Have you seen where they bundle people and put inside a car and take and drive to Cameroon? They can do that. Like public man. So Africa is not a place to even think of having a conference there. For what? For what benefit would a conference in Africa be to the struggle? When we are trying to lobby for international community, Canada is there, America is here, Switzerland was there, the other countries are there. What benefit can Africa give? The only thing we know we will gain after is thinking of which regional organization to join. We cannot join CEMAC. We cannot join. We can join ECOWAS because we'll be more of the economic community of West African states. We cannot join CEMAC. CEMAC is all French. Then we cannot be the only country speaking English to join CEMAC. Then they give us their currency, CFA. We cannot use CFA. No way. We'll have Amazonian money. Okay? We'll have Amazonian money like all the English countries. All the English speaking countries colonized by the British has their money. They try to build their own currency. They try to put their own currency. That is what happened. So we cannot tolerate having some other currency that is not ours. Okay. When the British government handed independence to all its colonies, they did not impose their currency on them. Okay, so we cannot have autonomy, independence, but you still have that influence that, like, for example, France is having on all their former French colonial countries, and they are signing pacts. Okay, in my last show, I talk about that pact that La République has with France. Okay, there were about 6 of those things that La République signed with France. And those things are affecting Amazonia more than even La République. Imagine that they say that La République must use French franc. La République, it must use French franc. It means that La République does not even have the chance to even create their own currency. Another one that I think in my last show you see it. Another one that La République has signed with France. They said that La République, if La République has any military and anything, they must buy their equipment, their anything, war materials from France. Okay? And France can always come and help La République when in case they have war, as they are doing today. So this war is dragging like that. You know that it's dragging like that because of politics. Okay? People don't see that politics. People see only what is happening, but they don't know that behind the scene, one armor car that is being scattered, that is being compromised by the boys down there. You know how much money La République is paying to France to bring one armor car? These equipments, all these materials, this is coming from France. It's a signed thing. It's a pact. It's not even arguing. You don't argue with that. Okay. Another one is said, France shall control the political, economic, and socio-cultural life of Cameroon. When I say Cameroon now, don't forget, know that we are there. Oh. That's why we are trying to come out. So that pact is a pact that concerns. That's why when France hear about this crisis, they try to downplay it. They try to say, oh, it's a war, Norwest and Southwest. They try to downplay it. But the international community is seeing the impact of this crisis. how it can destabilize the regional imbalance of that area. They're trying to tell La Republic, go to negotiation table. La Republic does not want to go because they will not win. You see, somebody that does not like court or is afraid of court, like what verdict we had today, where the American judicial system passed this judgment that anything that any other IG is doing is illegal in America. They recognize one IG, one. So when La Republic is afraid of court, why? They know that they cannot bribe the system. Okay, if La Republic knew that if the same negotiation would have held in La Republic would have gone for negotiation long ago because they can bribe those their kangaroo courts there. Okay, but now they cannot bribe it, so they are just scared of anything negotiation. They don't even want to hear that. They know that they will lose in the court. That's why when you have equity, if you have equity, you want equity, you come with clean hands. That's what the law says. You cannot come with equity with dirty hands. You cannot win in this system here because you don't have somebody to go and bribe. You don't have. They look at the facts. They look at facts that you bring. Your weaknesses, your this, they'll bring. That's what they want. You can go and do all whatever you want, but the judge will look at what is on his table. Bring your evidence. This person bring their evidence. That's what they want. And when they pass their judgment, is what they have established. That is what La Republic don't want. La Republic don't want anything to do with the court, anything to do with the United Nations. Because most of the other rulings were done by United Nations, even the African court also passed judgment. Even the Bakassi was also passed. So the American, the La Republic government doesn't want anything like that. They are afraid. They are afraid of anything that will jeopardize their illegality. Okay, that is what they don't want. And at the end of the day, they cannot win. They cannot win that kind of case. Yeah, okay. What is important here is that everything now has been settled. The dust that was going round and round has been settled. Okay. If you're in America, you are supporting this struggle. Support the legal IG that the American government recognize. And if you remember, if American government recognize something, know that is a well. Canada, all those countries, they will recognize the legal something. Don't go and be doing illegal things in America, because you can end up like our few brothers who were doing it. There was, I don't want to say, they were trying to help the struggle, but they were doing the illegal way. That's why American government will not tolerate that. I'm sorry to say that American government will support the struggle, but will not support illegality of the struggle. American government will not support that. And even the interim government will not support you when you are doing illegal stuff in America in the name of the struggle. It will not happen like that. So please, let's stay positive. Let's stay with the line of the American judicial system so that we don't fall into trouble. Okay? That's all I'm saying. American government is not against the struggle. Let nobody tell you that. American government is in line with the struggle. They are helping the various government officials. We are having series of meetings. We're having all those things behind the scene. It's not every diplomatic thing that will come and say on the screen. Okay? We're having a lot of meetings. So that's why they are trying something legitimate so that we can have something that we can hold together as a team. All the groups come together, have a solid group, one voice, so that when they go and talk, the world know that Ambazonians have spoken. Okay, one voice. That's what we want. Okay, it's not about leadership or this person. I don't like the one. I like the one. It's not about that. It's about one voice, so that when they talk, the international community listens. But when you are divided like that, this small group, this one go this one have their own conference this way, this one have a meeting this way. Nobody listens to you. Nobody. You can go and have 30 conferences, nobody will listen to you. Seriously. That is what the American government, the Canada government, the other governments have spoken to us. And they respect leadership. They respect democracy. And anything that is undemocratic, American government will not be there. It will not be there. So, a word to a wise is enough. Stay blessed. On Friday, President Chris Ano will be live on ABS TV. So please tune in to have detail about this verdict that has been passed by the American Circuit Court of Maryland by our able Justice Michael Barranco is the judge who passes this thing. So it's very important. I want to thank all the members of the Restoration Council who testify. I want to thank all the other members of government who were present in the ruling. I want to thank all the other supporters who were there to help to establish a solid Ambazonia. Okay? Thank you very much, and God bless you. God bless the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Thank you. God bless you.